3 pros and cons of why you should move to San Luis Obispo. We're going to talk about pros and then cons, but we're going to separate it out. My name is PaulSwack. I'm a real estate broker here in San Luis Obispo County. This is Megan Smith.
Hello.
And she's also a real estate agent. We've been working together as a team for quite a while now. And we're excited to share some things today to hope give you some value on pros and cons of moving to San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo.
So you start.
All right. So first pro of moving to San Luis Obispo, which is, I feel like the most obvious one, is the beautiful scenery and just the outdoor lifestyle in general. SLO is surrounded by beautiful landscapes, nearby beaches, rolling hills, and there's so many hiking trails. So it just has so many opportunities to get outside. Yeah,
and it's just like, whenever we talk about all the surrounding cities in San Luis Obispo County, San Luis has just kind of, I would say, like part of the best, climate, rolling hills, scenery.
Yes.
It is really hard to beat. I would say almost all of our hiking trails kind of are in the San Luis area.
I'd say so. We have a couple in Pismo, but they're all fairly new, but most of them are slow, going more north.
Yep.
And you're still close to the beaches, close to Avila.
Yeah, you're, 15 minutes to Pismo Beach, 25 minutes to Paso Robles. You're centrally located there. But yeah, definitely a pro in San Luis Obispo is scenery, outdoor lifestyle.
Yep.
Active community.
Yep. A lot of surfing, biking.
Yep.
Hiking, skateboarding.
Yep. Good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to number 2. So number 2 is just a strong sense of community, which is something that we love because in our line of work, we're constantly networking and doing things within the community throughout the whole county. And San Luis Obispo is probably, the hub of where a lot of that action either takes place or starts. There's just so many things that SLO has to offer, which, SLO, San Luis Obispo, that's kind of the lingo for us locals here that use that.
The SLO lifestyle.
The SLO lifestyle, yeah. It just kind of has like a great vibe to it. Right?
It does, yeah. Oprah actually named San Luis Obispo as the happiest city in the nation.
The happiest small city in the nation or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it really is. It's just, there's such a good feeling. Everyone there is so friendly.
You got a big sense of like local supporting businesses.
Yes.
It's just a cool town.
I totally agree.
Then even getting out of like the downtown area, you get out towards the airport where all that development has been. There's a lot of businesses going in there. And everybody just kind of seems to be connected, which is great. And that's kind of what we're looking for is, whenever people are moving here, right? So whenever we're talking about like a pro, you can find a sense of community in San Luis Obispo. And I think that's the part that, we all want. And whenever we're talking to our clients, like, they look for recommendations from us on things to plug into and, different things. So
especially if you're moving from somewhere, and you don't know anyone here, it's just a good way to like get into what the city has to offer.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Number 3.
Go to number 3.
So number 3 is the Cal Poly influence. So we have Cal Poly Technical School. Is that the complete term?
I believe so.
Okay.
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, but yeah.
Because there's another Cal Poly, but so we're technically, San Luis Obispo is technically a college town, which brings in like a really youthful energy into San Luis Obispo because I feel like this area, because it might be a little more pricier, which we'll get into in the cons, it brings more of a youthful energy because there's a lot of retirees that come here to settle. So it just brings more, just like a different perspective. Yeah. And
I mean, you think about the businesses and you think about the culture of San Luis Obispo, a lot of that is tied around the influence of Cal Poly, right?
Yep. And brings in a lot of business as well. When Cal Poly is the beginning of the new year, it's packed. San Luis is packed. Every business, restaurant. So they bring in a lot of.
We're here a lot. So with all the students comes parents and family and everything else. And so just having Cal Poly, we decided it's a big pro for our community. Cal Poly itself is a beautiful campus. I mean, if you're out there, if you're involved in sports and you want to go watch games or whatever it is, I mean, you really get the most out of being plugged into the stuff that's going on at Cal Poly.
Yeah, and they have plays and there's a lot that you can get involved in.
Yep. So it's a big pro.
Yes.
So, okay, we're going to move into some cons. Which, it's kind of hard. It's like, we love the area. It's hard to say like what would be cons, but unfortunately, I would say the number one con is the cost of living.
I know, which I was kind of referencing in the last, just why we have a lot of an older generation is because it is so expensive to live here. What would you say the average home price is in San Luis Obispo?
Today, which we're in like October of 2024, it's probably around like $1.1 million to $1.2 million is like an average home price, which is crazy to think about, and whenever you look at, like we talk about Cal Poly, students that are now renting a bedroom in homes, they're averaging between $1,200 and $1,500 a bedroom. And
crazy.
And that's sharing bedrooms, and then obviously access to kitchens and stuff like that. But, cost of living is expensive. And so, we've gone up a lot in price in the last like 5 to 7 years.
Yep.
A lot of our values in the county have like almost doubled.
Yeah.
And so, San Luis being the beautiful place that it is, all the pros we're talking about, just really skyrocketed, with the increase in pricing. But yeah, it's a big con.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Makes it a little more difficult for first-time home buyers or, new families. So it's just something to know coming here that it's going to be a little pricier, but you also have to put into consideration the pros that come with it and kind of what is worth it to you.
Yep. Okay, number 2. So, number 2 is it kind of goes both ways. It's like a con is that there's not a lot going on, right? There's like not a lot of nightlife. There's not a ton of entertainment, but at the same time there is. It's like we have a lot of different things, but
there's a lot of events, but
if you're comparing it to, we're getting right now, a lot of people are coming here from Orange County and the Bay Area. So to them, there's not a lot going on. And so whenever we talk about these things for our clients and we're trying to explain to someone on a video like this, we might feel like there's a lot to do here because we're from here, but we constantly hear from people that there's not a lot of nightlife, there's not a lot of entertainment,
a lot of social activities where you can meet new people, but that's where you kind of have to maybe search a little more. It's not right in front of you, but there's a lot of things that aren't like farmers market, for instance, is one of the biggest like events where people can meet new people, socialize, get out of their house, but I mean, and then the weekends are really busy. So that's another thing. Like the bars are packed on the weekends, but during the week, like after 9 or 10, there's not a lot going on, which I think is a pro in my opinion, but it depends on who you are.
Depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, and it is interesting. Like you're saying, the farmer's market, if you've never been to the farmer's market in San Luis Obispo, it's like, I've been around enough through the state and a few different places. That is by far the best one.
I completely agree.
There's a few thousand people every Thursday that go to this thing, and
tons of food, live music,
fresh produce,
acrobatics, doing stuff.
It's just a fun event.
It is. It really is.
And what San Luis has done a great job on is kind of, to get that many people going onto like a 2-street, spot to still have enough parking with the parking structures
for the businesses,
the stuff around town. So, the businesses usually stay open during farmers market. So it's just been something that has, been really great for the community. Totally. Everybody plugs into it. Everybody loves it.
Especially during the summertime. It's like a great
weather's
thing
perfect.
to go to.
Yeah.
So we were talking about cons, but that's a pro.
Yeah, it's kind of a pro. But yeah, so anyway, in general, nightlife, entertainment.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yep.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3, last one of the cons is traffic and tourism. So since this area is technically a small town, we have a 2-lane highway. So since we've been getting a little more people moving here from the bigger cities, there is definitely more traffic, especially during peak tourism seasons. If there's events happening in Pismo, it's packed. So it depends on what time of year, but that it's growing more rapidly, that there's more traffic. So something to be aware of.
And kind of like what we were talking about, like the cost of living, right? It has become so expensive that our surrounding areas, so like Atascadero and Paso Robles, which is just north of San Luis Obispo, then you get into like Arroyo Grande, which is still kind of pricey, Napomo, Santa Maria. We're getting a lot of people buying right outside of San Luis Obispo and then driving in to work, and that traffic has been more than we've ever seen before.
Totally.
So,
a lot of commuters.
Right. I know there's plans on expanding certain parts of the freeway and stuff like that.
But 3-lane, but
it's going to take a while.
Yeah. As of now, we don't have that. So they're, especially like we had the Clam Festival here last weekend in Pismo, and it's like, if you're a local, you kind of stay away. You don't even leave
crazy.
If you know
it was crazy.
What's going on. So,
but overall, it's like, again, compared to Los Angeles Bay Area, there's no traffic.
Totally.
But so for us, it's one of those things where you are moving to, a smaller community in general.
Yeah.
For instance, for me, I was driving to Napomo the other day around 4:45 in the afternoon, and I was going 15 miles an hour,
Yep.
and it took me an extra 15 minutes to get there.
Yep.
Where typically you just fly right through.
I know. I was dead stopped on the freeway for like 5 minutes, and I was like, this is, it's getting, and it is. It's typically when you're going south around that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It's a new thing, but
well,
I
that's
know
a list.
it's your perspective on where you're coming from as well. But yes, that's
our list. So we hope you enjoy that. We're trying to give you guys some value on what are different pros and cons on moving to San Luis Obispo.
Yep.
And continue to watch our videos. Again, we'd love to meet with you. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a message. You can come to the office. We'd love to meet with you, show you properties, talk real estate, whatever you might have. What else?
Yeah, we're going to go through a couple more videos on San Luis Obispo, but if there's anything specific that you want to hear about, let us know.
Okay.
Thanks,
Talk to you soon.
Bye.